Hello everyone, and welcome to Divine Debut 11. This is Kathy speaking and coming to you from back home for a little bit. So as you can see, the environment is very different. Yeah, so things are up in the air. A lot of back and forth. Mercury is now direct. The moon is beautifully in the sign of Taurus where it is exalted. So doing things that make you feel good, cooking up a nice meal, something that will make you feel good. Taurus is pleasures, so yeah, it's all about Taurus is a Venus ruled sign, and Venus is now in Sagittarius. So Venus is in a mutable fire sign. So fire is all about inspiration, chasing, doing. Mars is also there. It is the Sagittarius season. I'd like to wish you a happy birthday if you are celebrating your birthday. So it's a very significant time for the mutable signs. Okay, Venus and Mars in the same sign. The sign of truth, the sign of expansion, growth, fun, positivity, travel. Mercury is direct now, so it's a good time to plan your trip. Even though it's a bit early, Mercury is still passing over his retrograde area of the chart, so Mercury is still in Scorpio. I would say if you can, wait a few more days. But Mercury is picking up speed now, so it's a bit crazy, I think. It is a bit crazy. A lot is being revealed. Hopefully most of it is good. And I'd like to also say hello to my friend Anna. Anna, you know I'm there for you always, and so glad to hear some good news finally. Most of you will remember that we did send Anna some of our warmest wishes for quick healing, and it looks like your beautiful wishes did help a lot. So let's see, we're reading the energies. This is the messenger. Divine Debut 11 is on TikTok now too. So let's see what's going on relative to the energies. Stay with us. We'll be taking the Forest Spirit Oracle cards. We're taking some Lenormand and the Mystic Moon oracles to see what's going on in the psyche. Thank you, Spirit, for your guidance. Please tell us, what are the energies in the now? Okay, let's see what's going on. We've got the Queen of Swords, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Mostly Libra energy. Libra is relationships, remember, and it's cardinal air. It's about perception, it's about communication, balance, harmony. The Queen of Swords is usually someone who's gone through a divorce, someone who's in separation, someone who sees things from a very detached point of view. She can see clearly. She's intelligent. She loves the harmonious relationships. That's what she's seeking always, the fairness, the justice within a relationship. Doesn't have to be a love relationship. It could be a business partnership. It could be anything legal. But she could also be someone who does stand for the truth and will not, take anything less than the truth and whatever is fair and just. Let's see what comes after the Queen of Swords. We've got the Emperor. Aries, Taurus, could be any sign, of course. So it's like things are getting serious here. We've got Aries and Libra. They are relationships. This could be, me versus us, me versus them. Remember that the Emperor is someone that can provide you with security, stability. He could be also someone that's in control or trying to control a situation, trying to bring something stable. The Emperor could be a boss. This could be anything to do with business. This could be legalities relative to a business partnership, a business deal. as well as just thinking of the astrology that Mars is in good. Mars is connecting with Juno, the asteroid of commitment and marriage, and in positive trine to Chiron from Aries. So, Mars is the action, the will, the drive, and the courage, where we put our energy. So there's something that's starting today, now. It's a seed that we're planting now, and in good aspect to Chiron from Aries, which Mars rules. This is a really good omen for me. That something is beginning to be able to be healed. We're finding a resolution through looking at things from a detached, clear perspective on how we can stabilize something, how we can take charge in our lives and become the emperor of our own lives, unless this is someone in your life. Let's see, what else do we have? We've got temperance. And temperance is, of course, Sagittarius energy. Temperance is divine timing. It's about finding the harmony. There's something's going on that's trying to bring in balance, but a necessity for healing is also necessary. A bit of time, because remember, temperance does speak to patience. Now, we've got fire and air here. A lot of fire. But temperance, again, is saying that there's an alchemy. Someone may need a little bit of time. It feels like the Queen of Swords has put up she may have already communicated her demands as to what she needs. She needs stability. She needs security. She's got the ability to stand on her own. It's as though she's given an ultimatum to this emperor, whoever this is, that I can do this on my own if you're willing to be on the same page with me, and not oppose me, but sort of let's work together, let's team up, and let's do this, whatever this is that you're trying to do, to manifest. Let's see. Sagittarius, there's a lot of Sagittarius energy now, and that is a mutable fire sign. So mutable means change, and we've got a fair bit of cardinal energy here, which is all about initiation, new beginnings. So there is a possibility of change and a possibility for a new beginning. But Spirit is saying, don't rush. Something is manifesting, something is being worked out here. And, it depends on what who this emperor is for you in your life. It doesn't have to be an Aries, could be any sign, right? It could be someone that needs a little bit of time to go through a process of healing, someone that is needs to be certain, needs to be secure about which way they're going to go. And the fact that the emperor is standing in between two pillars, to me, it feels like a bit of a dilemma here. Remember, temperance is also, Archangel Michael is pouring from one cup to another. There's an alchemy going on. Everyone needs to be in place. Spirit is saying, be patient. Something is being, there's an alchemy going on here. We've got a King of Coins, and the Emperor could be the same person, because the Emperor, of course, is the major arcana of the King of Coins. This is Earth, and of course, this would be more Taurus, could be Virgo, could be Capricorn. I do see the Emperor many times as Capricorn. Doesn't have to be. But the King of Coins generally is more the Taurus energy, so... And we know Earth is very slow and very stable and very, they take their sweet old time. Someone who's very career-orientated. And here we can talk about a love triangle here if this is what's going on, because temperance is like a balance. So is the Queen of Swords, which is Libra energy too. Two sides, balance, partnership. But we've got three people here, so I don't know if this is business or this is a relationship. The Emperor could also be someone who could be, and the Queen of Swords, someone that she's sort of, giving an ultimatum towards, or finishing up with an emperor in her life. And Temperance again is saying, be patient. King of Coins is slow to move, slow to interact, slow because they need that security, that stability, right? That safety net, let's say, of practical matters, because Earth is about practicality. It's about the physical, tangible things. And of course, we've got Uranus in the sign of Taurus, and Taurus is a fixed sign. So fixed signs, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius, they don't like change. Change is not easy for them. So maybe that's what Temperance is speaking to. We've got a dilemma here, a Two of Swords. There's a dilemma, or there's an adjustment that needs to be made. 2 is coming through very strongly for me. And 2 is choices, it's balance. 2 can also speak to opposition, right? Me versus you, It's either, bringing in the balance, or it can speak to coupling up, partnering up, but also separating. What is the outcome? And we've got the Lovers here, so my goodness, Gemini comes through. This does look to be very much about, a head over heart decision. Okay, we've got everything here. We've got all the energies apart from water. There's no emotion here. There's no signification of flowing energies and emotions, and also someone trusting their intuition. The Lovers, of course, is Gemini. Gemini is all about the twins. It's the twin flame. It could possibly also be choices, right? I've got a choice between 2. This could be, one of these people could be your twin flame, the other soulmate. I want to take a couple more cards on the Lovers. Let's see. And there we go. We've got the King of Wands. King of Wands, wow. Action-orientated, creative, passionate, not holding back. Someone who's very creative. Someone who's very sexual. Very much about confidence. And King of Wands doesn't hold back on what he desires. So we've got the King of Pentacles in between the Emperor and the King of Wands. Remember that these could be 3 different sides to this person. And the King of Wands is someone that's not going to stand back. He's going to take action. He's going to create. He's fiery. He's driven. But we could also be talking about a choice between a fire sign and an earth sign, because yes, the King of Wands could also be the Emperor. If this is, let's say, an Aries, but it could be an Aries, it could be a Leo, it could be a Sag. King of Wands to me is also possibly a Scorpio individual. So some of you may be hearing from a Scorpio individual because of Mercury moving now direct in the sign of Scorpio. What else do we have here? And we've got an 8 of Pentacles, so it could be relative to work, things going on around work. Now, this is a Virgo card, of course. Virgo does speak to perfectionism, but we also see him holding up a piece of, mail, letter, news, communication. So something could be happening whilst you're at work, or some news is coming in that someone's willing to put in the work, the effort. Someone's working a lot. Someone's got a lot on their plate, possibly here. An 8 of Coins, of course, could speak to financial matters. I mean, the paper could also speak to something legal as well, some news coming in. All right, we've got choices here, and I get... we've got sort of, fast energies, and then they slow down, and then there are dilemmas here. What do I do? It's got a lot to do with news that's going to come in. and it's about a choice. It's about a dilemma. Some sort of an adjustment needs to be made. Some sort of a choice here, to follow my heart or to follow the money. To create, to take a chance, or to be, stand on what is more certain. These are all dilemmas that you could be having around about now. Remember that today is the 2nd of December of 2025, but you may be watching this message at a later date, so the message could be important for you. Let's see what's at the bottom. 5 of Wands, conflict, internal or external, some challenges, some hiccups. It could be around work, of course. The star is beneath that. The star is a wish fulfillment. It's got something to do with communication, the internet, a group that you're working with, a group of people that are playing a major role in your life right now. Let's see what the Lenormand brings us. What does the Lenormand want to clarify? What is going on here? We've got a lot of masculine energy, which is all about action, of course, and Sagittarius is a masculine sign. It's a fire sign. What's going on? We've got the garden. The garden can signify a meeting or someone's reputation or a happy moment. We've got the tree. The tree could speak to family, could speak to a past relationship, past life relationship, a long-standing family situation, anything to do with, also for me, there's something rooted in the past here. I see a lot of blooming, a lot of greenery. This is growth for me, of course. Let's see what else. And we've got the fox. And the fox can speak to deception or intelligence. Let's see. We've got the moon, and we're coming up to a full moon in Sagittarius. It's not going to be an easy one. Sorry, a full moon in Gemini. We're in the Sagittarius season. There's going to be a new moon in Sagittarius later in the month. But it's a very karmic time. It's a very fated time. It's not going to be an easy full moon. So look back to 6 months in the Gemini season. What began for you then with the new moon in Gemini? So it's all about transmutation, change, being more flexible. It's going to be the energies of this full moon are going to be a little bit like that. And it's more than likely got to do with news that's coming through from a distance, something to do with information through the internet, or some truths. This is Aquarius, right? And beneath that is the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is beneath that, so it's not an easy energy from the past. Remember, the star is Aquarius, so it can speak to detaching, or some truths. And we've got a Queen of Wands here. Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. Something to do with a betrayal. Something to do with hard times. We've got a Queen of Wands. We've got a King of Wands. Let's follow the story here. What's going on with this moon? With the moon, of course, the full moon brings a culmination, an ending, but also can speak to secrets that will be revealed. We've got the key, and that's Chiron for me. So around about that full moon, coming up to that, there's going to be a revelation, and it's got to do with someone's desires, someone's actions, someone's business, their desires, hidden desires, something to do with the past. It is rooted in the past. We've got a ring. The ring could be a cycle, or it could be a commitment, something to do with a commitment, whether it's a contract or a commitment or cycles. What's at the bottom? And there's the whip, which is number 11. And 11 is like a portal to me. And this, of course, is the whip is challenges, arguments, not being on the same page. anything legal as well. And what's beneath that? Yeah, dilemmas, the road, the path, choices, of course. It could talk to travel, movement, yep, relative to matters pertaining to the heart. And there's the divine feminine. The divine feminine has got dilemmas relative to matters pertaining to her heart. And there's also conflict. She may be needing to choose. Maybe it's she needs to choose. And it's not an easy choice. To me, what I'm getting is that if she's having trouble making a choice, which way to go, she's going to be guided, because she's going to figure out that there's been some sort of a betrayal. Maybe that will be the tipping point for her sanity and for her ability to make a choice, because maybe she has been in a dilemma, doing the same cycle again and again, needing to make a choice. It's like pressing on the accelerator and then on the brake. What's going on relative to the psyche? We've got big dreams. This can speak to an illusion, and I'm going to say pay attention to your dreams if you're this Queen of Swords. Big dreams is going to reveal things about lies, deception, or there will be messages through your dreams. This is a Neptunian energy for me, and Neptune has, connected really well with Venus recently, and that's still in action. So it could be something very magical, or some revelations of truth relative to not seeing things clearly. What do we have? The barrier, and that's of course Saturn. This would be Neptune, Saturn. What else? We've got an offer. So there's something that this full moon, around the full moon, in the next few days, is there's going to be some revelation, some culmination. This could also be the completion of the barriers, the Saturnian blockages relative to an offer. There's distrust, there's fear, there are fears about this offer. Why? Received. Somewhat, because this is a Sagittarian energy for me. There's a lot of fated events playing out. Someone's received their karma. Someone is receiving their dharma. To me, this is like the ending of a cycle, a challenging cycle that one needed to go through to release the past, to release the fears, even the internal conflict about a choice. The received can speak to something from the past, revisiting a situation, right? Because this full moon will be in a challenging aspect to the nodes of the moon, a lot of fate and destiny will be playing out, but it won't be easy. We've got mute. The mute here for me is listen to your higher self. Take a little bit of quiet, and the answers will come to you. And we've got the bound here. Saturnian energy. Fears. Karma. A lot of karma. But I'm going to say, because, Jupiter, which rules Sagittarius, is in good aspect to Saturn from Pisces. And remember, Jupiter is in a very strong position in Cancer. But also Jupiter rules Pisces, which is, where Saturn is. So I feel that there's something to do with the past that's going to come up. And I feel that these boundaries and these fears and these blockages will come down with the mutable energy of Sagittarius, because Sagittarius is all about justice, legalities, truth, long distance. It's all about wisdom and philosophy and seeing the bigger picture. What else? A new direction we've got, or a new path is opening up. She's following her heart. And there's admiration after an ending. This to me is very Plutonian because of the butterflies. So there is something that the divine feminine is leaving in the past. Yep, she's leaving something in the past. She's going through a release. I don't know, this is a Scorpio card. Yep, it could be your mirror image, your other half. Okay, so there's something to do with another person that is like your mirror image, and to me that's a twin flame, surely. Okay, so I don't know again if you and your other half is going through a similar situation. Trust your intuition always. And we also see here a divine masculine that is trying to escape a situation. What I mean by that, through using unhealthy substances. This is like the devil for me. It's Neptune. Neptune in Pisces, and that's, you know, whether someone's taking medicines or over drinking because they're numb, because the pain is very strong. What is that pain? And the fall season. We're in the fall season, are we? Or did we step into, we actually stepped into winter, well, and we're heading towards Christmas, and we see also the divine masculine at a crossroads after they've been doing shadow work. So going through an awakening, the divine masculine, right? Whoever you are dealing with. Let's see what the advice is from the Forest Spirits Oracle cards. Let's see what the advice is. Yeah, the devil here does speak to addictions, of course. An addiction could just be an unhealthy cycle that you've been in a, you know, challenging, you know, period in your life when you've been called to do the work. I mean, with the key here, which is very much Chiron, and Chiron is in the sign of Aries, which is a Mars-ruled sign. It's very courageous, very much about initiation, new beginning. Remember, Aries rules the head, so it's all about the mind. Someone's mind going around in circles, not knowing what they should follow, their, you know, their logic, their truth, their perception, because there has been deception, there has been trickery here, surely. We've got the fox, right? We saw the Ten of Swords as well, so maybe that's the dilemma here. But let's see what the advice is. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you for your guidance. What do we need to know? And we have beautiful, elegant. We've got the Peacock Spirit. Wow. Trust your intuition. This could be a spiritual connection. There's a lot of pride, maybe some, you know, ego as well. There's a lot of abundance here. And this is, you know, the Peacock Spirit is very, very, very beautiful. And we know that all these, you know, the feathers of the peacock, and the peacock does signify Juno, you know, the wife of Zeus, which is with Mars right now. So, wow, that's really interesting. And remember that Juno was dealing a lot with infidelity relative to her marriage with Zeus. To shape one's unique spiritual outlook and showcase a colorful future. Beautiful and elegant. So maybe think of the message, to shape one's unique spiritual outlook. So this is maybe what's going on. Someone's going through a spiritual awakening, and maybe there's a shape-shifting of one's spiritual outlook. And instead of just focusing on the physical, tangible, right, which would be the King of Pentacles, so more about their financial standing, their financial security, everything beautiful. And then on, you know, the lesson here would be the beauty of a connection. And remember also that the peacock, the male peacock, would fight to death for its partner. Look, the peacock speaks to abundance. It speaks to a spiritual connection. Look, maybe you want to Google what the peacock spirit animal speaks to. It has got a lot of meanings. To me, though, it could also speak to, first of all, two most important things. One is great abundance may be coming in. You may be dealing with someone that is very well taken care of in their life, but this also speaks to a very strong spiritual connection for me. Let's take another card. Fast moves, squirrel spirit. Gather your resources to navigate different conditions and find creative solutions. So fast moves, it looks like the energies are going to become faster and faster. Right? So someone is gathering their resources because they're dealing with different conditions and they're looking for solutions. And this, this is going to speed up the process possibly of change. I want to take one more. And we've got boar spirit, another very quick animal, warrior. Gather courage to confront issues you need to resolve so you can move forward. So it looks like, the pace is quickening up very, very much with the squirrel spirit and the boar spirit. I don't know what these animals may signify for you. Maybe look them up and see what else comes through relative to these animal spirit guides. And it does speak to courage and possibly also confrontations, because we've got beautiful, elegant, fast moves and warrior. So something really beautiful is happening. It's going to happen fast, and there's going to be courage to take action towards that. So my darlings, I think we'll leave it there today. I'm a little bit unorganized because I'm here, there and everywhere right now. December is going to go really, really fast. Thank you so much for your love, for your support always. And I know, it's a time of madness. So let's try and stay a little bit grounded, Sagittarius is a quick sign. It's fire. It's mutable. I love the Sagittarius season, don't get me wrong. And Capricorn is just around the corner, which is more about getting stable, getting grounded, and becoming more secure, more stable. And, the energies will slow down. Right now, it's all about change. So run with it. Always think positive, because that is what you will be attracting. And we will see what spirit throws at us, what is meant to be, because I do believe in fate and destiny very much so. Whatever is changing, coming up to the full moon in Gemini, know that it's fated, it's destined, and it's what is important for all of us as we continue to move forward. Thank you so much for all that you do. Love and light to all of you. And we'll be back tomorrow. Sending you lots of love.